magnificent morning, wonderful afternoon, and fantastic evening. This is Carla with MindPlore with Carla and Friends, and this time we have it correct, and we should be able to move forward. Now, we are talking about friendship today and what makes up a friendship and why we come together as friends. This whole thing, people don't realize how important it is. Now, I have a wonderful team today. I have Rubina Hassan from Canada, Shivali S, because I don't know her last name. I just know she's Shivali S, from India, near New Delhi, and Kelton Alexander, who I really got to know last night. And I've been reading his posts for the past few weeks, and they really intrigued me. So I decided I'd bring him to MindPlore after our interview last night. So having said that, I will ask Shivali to begin speaking about MindPlore as I get something completely done and corrected. Shivali, you have your chance to be as talkative as you want. And if I want you to stop, I will let you see this. Okay, yes. Go on, Shivali.
Thank you. Thank you, Carla. As I was about to say just before this, that I was reminded of Rumi. I've always been very fond of poets like Rumi, Hafiz, and of course, I was reminded of Shakespeare also. You know, when we speak about friendship. Now, friendship is something universal. So I was reminded of the quote of Rumi where he says, "Set your life on fire and welcome all those who fan your flames." You know, so friendship, therefore, is something very unique, and it covers a whole range of emotions. So friendship in that way is something which I feel it's universal, and it has so many emotions in it. So that's how I look at it, when I came across this topic you've given us. So Rumi has really spoken about it. Then you have poets like Hafiz, another writer that I've read a lot, and he says, which I think all of us understand this, that your heart and my heart have known each other from very, 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 very long time. So here we are making a soul connect. Friendship is all about making the soul connect, where we accept each other the way we are. Thank you.
What do you mean about when you say when we accept people as we are? What does that mean?
My understanding of it is that a friend is someone who has seen you the way you were, what you have experienced, what you have become, and yet gives you the freedom to be what you would like to be. There is no judgment. There is no labeling. There is no effort to change you. No way. There is no effort to change you. He is just there for you, or she, or he, whatever you want to say. That person, that thing, it could be a bird, that animal is there for you. This is what I'm trying to say. He knows your experience, he knows your journey, and he just is like an observer, and he's just participating in it along with you.
I like that. What do you think, Rubina?
Thank you, Carla, for giving me an opportunity to talk about it again. So, Shivali mentioned some beautiful things, especially that the saying of Rumi. And what I loved that she mentioned is soul connection. Actually, I would like to present a true friendship by having one of my true friends in my mind, and that way I feel that it'll be easy for me to explain true friendship, and it'll be easy for the people who are listening to understand it. So, what kind of a friendship I'm having with this lady who is an amazing person. For months, we don't talk to each other. We don't expect we don't expect from each other like she is going to message me first, or she does not expect that I'm going to message her first. And we don't get upset. No expectations. Like if she will remember me, she remembers me, she messages me, and I feel like I feel myself like over the moon. I don't like feel that why she did not message me for so many months, and now she's messaging me, and how come that she does that, and she did not wish me on that day, on big day. And no, nothing like that. I loved seeing her messages and connecting to her. And sometimes we're not able to meet with each other for 1 year, and because of COVID, we were not able to meet for it's I think 2 years. But I know for sure, and she must know that whenever we will meet and we will sit together, that meeting will make us go beyond time and space, and we will talk to each other for hours, and those hours we will forget that we lose the track of time, you can say. Like we will not remember that how much hours have been passed. And and we don't though the talks or the conversations we will be having, it's not those mundane kind of conversations. It's deep conversations about experiences, about the events happen in our life. We will not discuss people as people, as like persons. We will obviously the things when some events happen in our life, or something happens, people are discussed, but not as people, but the experiences, the deep experiences we get from those events, and the lessons we learn from those events. So that kind of friendship in which there's no like benefits, or no there's no selfishness or meanness, no conditions are attached to it. That kind of friendship I feel is a true friendship. And when you just want to be with that person, to talk to that person, to share yourself, to share yourself from the depth of your soul, not just heart but your soul. You want to connect to that person, and that's what I like what Shivali said, that soul connection. You feel with that person that there is some kind of soul connection. And you sit and you talk, and you forget like how many hours have been passed talking to be with that person, talking to that person. So that to me is a true friendship.
Thank you. Great discussion. Kelton, how do you see friendship?
Well, I'm assuming I can be heard, so I'll keep going. First of all, I would like to say that I'm grateful to be here, to be in the presence of you three ladies. What I know about the female gender is that you guys are inherent with wisdom from the beginning of time. So I just want to add to the wisdom that you guys are sharing with the world right now online, and I'm sure that this message will be go out in perpetuity many times. So I really like what I took notes on what Rubina, that's her name, Rubina. Nice to meet you, Rubina. And I really loved what you expounded on that Miss Shivali talked about. Because I have a relationship. I'm in a relationship with a woman. This relationship has been going on now for about a year and some change. And the relationship started based on friendship. And the thing is, I like what you were talking about, Rubina, because you talked about how you have a really, really good friend, that you could talk to for hours, even though you might not have talked to this person for weeks or months or even up to a year, I think you said. And, you know, that can only happen, in my opinion, if you have a strong friendship at the foundation of the relationship. So this particular relationship that I'm in, you know, I hadn't talked to this woman that I'm involved with for about a month. She hadn't called me. I hadn't called her. And the reason why I hadn't called her was because I was working on me. And the beautiful thing about the relationship, like you were alluding to, Rubina, is that my attitude is that if I haven't seen you in a week, I haven't seen you in a month, but then we reconnect, if the relationship was based on friendship, then there should be no problem picking up where we left off, unless you're thinking wrong. You're thinking, what are you thinking about? So I think that that was powerful. I learned a lot from that, you know, because no mundane conversations when we reconnect. You know, we can reconnect about the events in our lives and the deep experiences we get from those conversations. No conditions, no hard feelings. You're willing to share yourself. That's great. Absolutely. And that's how I think. Now, how she thinks, well, you know, we can have a discussion about that and come to an agreement. So anyway, here's what I think, ladies. Um, you know, the way that I get ahead is by asking questions. I think everything starts with a question. And the question when it comes to friendship is, what does it take to win with people? Are we ready to develop relationships? I mean, does an individual have to be born with an outgoing personality or great sense of intuition to succeed with others relationally? I mean, when it comes to people skills, are there haves and have nots? And we just have to accept whatever abilities God has given us? Can someone who is good at building relationships get even better? So most of us, I'm sure you would agree, Carla, can tell instantly we're in the presence of a people person, a good people person. I think you're probably pretty good at that, because individuals with excellent people skills connect with us easy, make us feel good about ourselves, lift us to higher levels. And our interaction with them creates positive experiences that makes us want to spend time with them, want to spend time with them. And some people are so skilled at working with people that they ought to be in a relationship hall of fame. You think of people like Ronald Reagan, Dale Carnegie, Norman Vincent Peale, all these good people. Barack Obama comes to mind, Michelle Obama comes to mind, Oprah Winfrey comes to mind, the high influencers. But like I said at the beginning, when I posed the first question is, if you're not part of a team, right? Where do you learn how to be a good people person? I mean, we live in a time of avatars and social media. Okay, well, and Facebook, I think, has, you know, diluted the term friend, right? Where do we learn these people skills if we haven't learned how to become part of a team? How do we win with people? Because I think that's where it all starts. The floor, I'll pass the mic.
Well, when you're talking about where it starts, what do you mean? Does it start the moment we meet? Or, you know, I found it very interesting, Kelton, and I'll be honest, in your relationship with me, I didn't know that we were friends until I began seeing your posts. And when I went to get the link for you to find out more about you, I saw we are friends. It was a surprise. And then you said, we've been friends for a long time, Carla. And I said, really? And actually, our friendship goes back 9 or 10 years on Facebook, and we have never spoken until now when I started seeing your posts, and your posts got me curious. So How did this all begin? How did we begin to know each other? And why did I accept your friendship or even ask for it? Do you have any idea?
Well, like we discussed yesterday, meeting on a social media site is something that we are a part of that we have really no control of unless we make a direct connection with one another. Facebook has algorithms now where they are attempting to be more of a social platform. And so if you like or you comment or you share something, their algorithms will tend to, I believe, share with your news feed more things about that person, more things that they're posting. The fact that we've been connected on Facebook under the title that they call friend. Well, nice try. But like I said yesterday, has been written that a man who has friends must show himself to be friendly first. So unless we would have liked or commented on shared on what we were posting, I don't think we to this day would have connected in the way that we did. But another thing I shared with you yesterday is that I believe in the law of attraction. And the law of attraction basically says that energy attracts like energy eventually, meaning that Shivali, if she and I have the same energy, she could be on one side of the earth and I could be on the other side of the earth. But because we have likewise energy, energy attracts protons, neutrons, and all that. We're made up of energy. So eventually we will cross paths because of our similar energy. Now, whether or not we are aware that we have mutual energy when we do cross determines what happens when we do. So because of like-mindedness that I feel that is as a result of what I'm hearing and seeing right now is more as a result of the energy that we have and the algorithms of Facebook, to answer your question.
That was well said and also very technically said. I feel that yesterday we became friends.
Mm-hmm.
And we became friends by connecting to each other. Shivali could be on my Facebook page, and actually you've been for a bit. Not as long as Kelton, who I'm still amazed by. And in the time that you've been on my page, we have gotten to know each other. How do you see that friendship beginning to develop? Shivali?
Follow as Kelton was speaking, and then he actually came to that point. For me, it's about the vibrations. I have always somehow connected this in a you vibe with your tribe. So for me, somehow, I don't know how to explain it. It's something which I just reach out. With you, I felt comfortable, I could say. It's, that kinesthetic, that kind of a feeling uh, where I just feel the energy flowing out. And that's exactly what happens with me. People that I have met in life and I have bonded and I have been with them, I feel comfortable with them. Comfortable here means that I can be the way I am. I needn't put up a mask. I needn't camouflage what I'm feeling, you know. And for me, this is very important. Where my energy would be flowing out, that's how I get attracted to people. And I just say, I feel so nice being in that presence, that energy attracting. So with you, Carla, uh, it just happened. It was very natural. It is very natural for me. That's why in the beginning, I said that your heart and my heart have known each other for years and years. So for me, it's spontaneous. There is no planning. And this relationship, there is no planning that I will look for such and such person and then I will send a request, the way Facebook does it. Of course, that is one means of doing it. That's how we are connecting. But for me, just hello and hi is not important. I mean, that's okay. Hello, hi, hello. That's very common. As Kelton was saying, that, even things like love, friendship, these words, somehow uh, everyone doesn't think, in the same way. For me, if I connect with my heart and soul, then only the connection is made. Rest is all artificial. Rest is okay. It's just acquaintance. For me, friendship goes much beyond. It has to be at the soul level. And then I can be myself, and Carla can be herself, and we are always together. Rest, we leave it
Go on.
to the divine. See, for me, what I'm trying to say is that somehow I get that energy feeling when I have connected whatever relationships I have formed in my life. I've been very fortunate that they have been very strong bonds. And I have always felt like I have never met you, Carla. I've never met Rubina. And yet, if I look at you and myself, since you asked this specific question, uh, I have not met you. Yet I feel I have met you, maybe in some previous life. That's where we are here together. That's what Kelton is trying to tell us. That the energies will cross. There are millions and millions and millions of living entities in this world. Why is it that we are not able to meet everyone? That's why I go back to Rumi once again. He says, welcome all those who walk into your life because they are actually, connected to the divine. There's some guide for you. They're coming in some form for you. So we are to welcome. So fan my flame, as I said.
I think that's so well said. I don't think that we came together for the first time a few months ago when Rehan made that introduction. In fact, there was a funny story about that, but I won't go into it now. He really, really wanted me to speak with you. And I said, I sent you a friend request. I sent you something in WhatsApp. And he said, call her now. And I said, Rehan, I don't want to scare her away. I will call her. It'll happen. Calm down, buddy. But, even with Rubina, when I make these connections that I do all the time with Rehan, because we're so connected and he introduces me to many people, I can't say all the people, but a lot of the people, I feel an interconnection. And when I don't feel that, I sometimes just walk away. What do you say about this, Rubina? Because you just recently came into my life.
Yes, recently. And the way I get connected to you, it's what Shivali and what Kelton was talking about. It's energy. Like you feel when you talk to someone, you feel that as if you met before to that person, and it as if you're not meeting the first time. And it's like your soul is connected to that person, your heart is, and you want to connect to that person for the rest of your life. You want to talk to that person again and again and again, and without any conditions, without any getting any benefits from that person in your mind. No, nothing. It's just that you want to connect to that person, you want to talk to that person, you want to spend time with that person. And obviously with the passage of time, that relationship, that friendship, it's every relationship is some give and take that automatically starts happening, and in true friendship, that give and take, those benefits are way you cannot measure them or weigh them with those worldly or materialistic benefits that people get from the friendships that they just make on the basis of getting those benefits, materialistic benefits. They are way different from those. And that's what I'm getting from you and from all these people right now. And I will keep getting, I'm sure. So it's a true friendship is when you feel with someone, when you meet someone and you feel that that person is kind of a soulmate. The word people, they use it, but I actually feel it with some people. Very few in my life. The example I was giving of that lady, one of my true friends, with her I feel it, and I'm feeling it right now with you, Carla, with Shivali, and obviously I'm meeting Kelton the first time, but I'm feeling it. Like there is some kind of energy that we all have the same, and that's why we all are together here on this show right now. I believe that. That's why I am here right now talking to you all and learning from you all.
Yeah, it's not that anyone on the show knows any more than anyone else, but there is a connection that keeps us speaking. And it's why I never know why I end up with the panel that I end up with, or why I keep some people coming regularly, because it seems right to me. So I make it happen. Kelton, what do you have to say?
Well, thank you for asking. You know, there are certain things that the wealthy know that they tend not to share with the rest of us. And I'm not talking about just financial wealth. I'm talking about the wealth of connections. Um, Everyone communicates, but few people connect because some know the secret. And that secret, I would submit to you, ladies, is good people skills. And good people skills, the last time I checked, I mean, I've been out of high school and college now. I'm 54 years old. So I don't know if people skills is a mandatory course that's taught in elementary school, junior high school, or in college. But the question I have is, what kind of price would you put on good people skills? If you were to ask the successful CEOs of major corporations, what characteristic is most needed for success in leadership positions, and they'll tell you it's the ability to work with people. If you interview entrepreneurs to find out what separates the successes from the failures, they'll tell you it's skill with people. If you talk to any top salesperson, and he will tell you that people knowledge, it's much more important than mere product knowledge. When I sit down with teachers, tradesmen, small business owners, pastors, parents, they tell me that people skills make the difference between those who excel and those who don't. So I'm submitting to you, ladies, that people skills are invaluable, because it doesn't matter what you want to do. If you can win with people, you can win. But the problem is many people fall into the trap of taking relationships for granted. And that's not good, because our ability to build and maintain healthy relationships is the single most important factor in how we get along in area of our life. So our people skills determine our potential success. And if it all starts with people, and if all of life's successes come from initiating relationships with the right people and then strengthening those relationships by using good people skills, meaning that you invest time in developing your ability to relate, your ability to see things from another person's perspective other than your own. I'm going to end it with this and I'll pass the mic. I was having a meeting with some of my team, and I posed a question because I laid out a plan. And the question was, do you have any doubt that this plan will succeed? And there was silence, which to me at the time there was doubt. So I proceeded to hammer them. I proceeded to actually hammer them, meaning that I wanted to stomp out the unbelief out of our team. But the principle that I violated is called the hammer principle, which is never use a hammer to swat a fly off someone's head. I wasn't patient. I wasn't appropriate. My tone was too aggressive, and the meeting ended badly. So I would say that people skills is the most important thing that we need to focus on in developing and maintaining friendships. I'll pass the mic back.
And I agree with you. People skills are very important. Being able to talk to someone. I mean, there are times I kind of lose it with my, just like you did that one time. And we lose it because we want something from that person. We want them to do something instead of accepting them as they are and how they may feel or believe what the project is. What do you think, Rubina?
I agree with Kelton about people skills, but a question was coming to my mind, like, because we are talking about friendship. So, and I think what you are talking about, Kelton, is when we work outside, like workplace, or when we work in a team. So, is it necessary to make friendship with every team member when we work with in a team? Isn't friendship something different, something different from working in a team as a team member? There you need people skills. I agree with that. But friendship is way more than working in a team as a team member.
Well, I believe that all human beings, team or not, possess a desire to connect with other people. It doesn't matter how young or old, introverted or extroverted, rich or poor, learned or uneducated they happen to be. The need for connection, think about it, is sometimes motivated by the desire for love, but it can just as easily be prompted by feelings of loneliness, the need for acceptance, the quest for fulfillment, or the desire to achieve in business, like I do. So my question is, how can we fulfill our desire for relationships that become friendships? What is the best way to get started? Because we got to start somewhere. In other words, how can we connect? The answer is, to me, we must stop thinking about ourselves and begin focusing on the people with whom we desire to build relationships. So the question is, are we willing to focus on others? I'll pass the mic back.
Shivali?
Kelton, I was just listening to all of you and to you also. You see, one thing which came to my mind is that uh, the moment an individual wants to impose his way of thinking, his views, whether you're thinking in terms of your group, you know, as an organization, I would say, as a group of people who are working as a team, because we know that no one can work as an individual. The team has to be there. But the moment a person, an individual, begins to impose on others, there lies the problem. Because there, the other person may not be looking at it with the same viewpoint, with the same perception. So then there is a chance of conflict. The other thing is that, which came to my mind, is that in friendship, we are not supposed to impose. Of course, there'll be little expectations. We are human. We don't have that. I don't believe in that state where, everything is perfect. No, nothing is perfect. That is precisely the meaning of friendship. Imperfections are to be accepted because actually there's nothing imperfect. Those are just mere labels. So the moment we start imposing, if my concept of goodness, my concept of friendship, or for matter, as you were saying, that when we are working in an organization, when we are working together, one individual, if he begins to impose his ideas, maybe the other one may not be very powerful or in that kind of a position as me or as you. But in the long run, then that team breaks down. It doesn't work. So there has to be some common goal also, the individual goal and the common goal, if you look at that way. So imposition cannot be, I think, and that is what is, important in a relationship also. That's why I said in the beginning that friendship is something where all kinds of relationships can be coming in. In all combinations, those relationships are coming in. So there is no question, there is no place for imposition. There's no question
Shivali,
of imposition.
not to impose, but let me piggyback on what you're saying, because we deal with this in our firm all the time, because we attract leaders. And a wise man once said that trying to bring leaders together is like herding cats, because leaders have their own way of thinking, they have their own influence. And when we come together, what we tend to do, so as not to impose, we tend to leave our strengths at the door for the cause of the greater good that we're working on. So let me put it this way. Let's say that Carla is a trumpet. Let's say that I am a saxophone. Let's say that you are a drum. And let's say that Rubina is a clarinet. Now we all have our own tune, correct? And one tune, how do we prevent the tunes from imposing on one another when they play? It's called harmony. See, there's nothing wrong with having a strong opinion. There's nothing wrong with having a strength that others don't have, right? But how you harmonize with one another, how you agree to disagree makes the difference, so that there is no imposition, because we all are playing. If you ever watched the movie, what's that movie? Drumline. I suggest you watch it if you haven't seen it, right? What's their motto? One beat, one sound. So we all come together with our own strengths and with our own ideals and our own opinions. And here's another thing that's important in the area of imposition. Watch this. Good friendships, there is no inferiority complex amongst them, right? The inferiority complex that stops us from becoming all that we were created to become, right? When you don't feel less than, when you have enough confidence in yourself that you don't have to walk around on eggshells amongst the members of the group, and you can express yourself however strongly you decide to express yourself, as long as you are not purposely doing it to the detriment of somebody else. Hey, I say be you, do you. Do you bring your best to the table. And it's up to me not to, because in order to be offended, in order to be imposed upon, you have to take offense. That's why they say, I take no offense to what you said. But if you are mentally weak and you have no mental toughness, yeah, you'll easily feel imposed upon. But as for me and our team, we're all strong in our own rights, right? So very rarely do we have to deal with the issue of being imposed upon. I'll pass the mic back.
Interesting. What do you think, Rubina?
So how can one get that mental toughness that Kelton you were talking about? Any tips?
Yeah, connect with me. I teach the 177 mental toughness secrets of the world class, because here's what's going on right now, Carla. We are in a world that is stuck in average. 95% of the population, 5% of the population controls 95% of the wealth in America. And the difference is their mental toughness. That's the difference. How they think. I mean, there's a pattern to how things happen, right? Everything begins with how you think. How you think leads to how you feel. How you feel leads to
how you act.
How you act. How you act leads to, no, actually, how you feel leads to your decisions. Your decisions lead to your actions. Your actions lead to your habits. Your habits lead to your character, and your character leads to your destination. But everything begins with how you think, because that's why it was written as a person, as a man, and no gender, As a person thinks, so is he. So how you think, like how you think about what was said, you choose that. And your mental toughness determines the world class, the great habits, philosophies of the great ones. How they think determines what they get. So, we can connect later, and, I can share some nuggets with you, but there's 177 of them that I teach amongst our group.
So by achieving that mental toughness, people can manage anybody, like you're working in a team, or you're having people who are trying to give you hard time, or you meet people who are trying to be a friend with you, but they are they are after achieving some benefits, some materialistic or worldly benefits, or they're looking for fake friendship, I would say. So by having those, you're telling me that by getting those, by achieving that mental toughness, what we can do, we can repel those people, we can make them better friends, or how we can manage it.
Yes.
We
Absolutely.
can repel them, we should stay away from those people, or we should be able to make them, but we were talking about like not imposing our thoughts or what we want on other people. So we cannot impose ourselves on others. So how can we deal with those people?
Easy.
If they are in our team, or they are coming to the boundaries of our friendship, they are after some benefits. They are not for the sake of true friendship. They are looking for some benefits out of us.
I would submit to you that is very simple. And Carla is a perfect example. And here's why. In order to make that happen, you have to get permission first. That's how. So, Carla, let me ask you a question as we pursue down this path. If we get to a point where we feel imposed upon, like Shivali was talking about, if we get to a point where either one of us feels as if one or the other is not reciprocating to the relationship, Carla, how would you want me to handle that? Now, I just asked Carla how she would want to handle that situation. And well, guess what Carla's going to do? She's going to give me the solution. She's going to give me permission to use whatever tactics we agree upon. See? And so mental toughness. See, I'm appealing to her mentality, because it was written, for if there's first a willing mind, it is accepted according to what one has and not according to what he does not. Everything begins with this. Every problem can be solved with the greatest computer in the world, which is between our ears. And, using that will help us get ahead. So I hope that answers your question.
And unfortunately, not everyone uses what's between the ears.
You ever heard the term, Carla, common sense is not very common anymore?
Yeah. I have a very dear friend who I care a great amount about. This person has trouble with communication, which would seem, for many reasons, something you wouldn't expect from the particular person. But for some reason, I have allowed this friendship to grow with a lot of twists and turns, because everyone needs to be themselves. And I have learned what unconditional love is in allowing that friendship to be what it is.
Hey, not to interrupt you, Carla, but I'm running behind. I have a scheduled meeting every Thursday right about now that I have to get to with my firm. But I left my email in the chat. If either one of you guys would like to connect and we can discuss some things, please feel free to email me. But I really got to get going. I'm sorry, I lost track of the time.
Well, you know that you are all connected in that MindPlore group.
Right.
That you
Okay.
are in.
All right.
So they just need to look up your name,
Okay.
and there you are connected.
All right. God bless you, ladies. Hey, Carla, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed myself. Nice talking to you and meeting you, Shivali, and nice talking and meeting you too, Rubina. God bless you, ladies. You
Thank
guys have
you.
a wonderful
Thank
balance to
you.
your day, okay?
Thank
Thank
you
you.
You as
so
well.
very
Welcome.
much for coming.
No problem. Looking forward to doing it again. Bye-bye.
I
Bye.
will have you come again.
Thank you. Adios.
Bye. Okay. Where were we? But friendship is a commodity. And when we start imposing, I want you to do X, Y, and Z if you're going to be a friend, the friendship gets lost. But if you allow that person to be a friend, no matter what happens, the person really becomes a friend, in my mind. We're going to end this very soon, but I'd like to know what you ladies have to say on this. Shivali?
For me, friendship is a soul connection. There is no compensation on that from my end. It's 100% relationship. It's 100% relationship. And it is the way it is. No
Yeah.
labeling, no quantifying. No, it's a soul connect. For me, it's so very important. And once I have made that soul connect, it's like till death do us apart, you know. And then I know that that will be another journey I'll be making with that soul of, my friend or whatever. It's an eternal journey, actually, if you just realize, because again, coming back to which I always keep on saying, we are all sparks of the divine. We are all divinely connected. So I feel that friendship is the most noblest kind of thing. Again, these terms that I'm using, noble, noblest, these are again man-made. So let's keep it at that soul level. We are all interconnected and we make soul connections. So we accept each other the way we are, because I see the Buddha in you and you see the Buddha in me. I see the soul in you, you see the soul in me. Rest all trappings of the mind and body. That's it.
Wonderful. Rubina?
Yeah, Shivali concluded it beautifully. So, and there's this saying that at the level of souls, we all are same. So if we are able to connect with someone, two people are able to connect at that level of soul, which is pure innocence, they are able to develop that connection that can be called as true friendship. And no one person has, both the people, they don't need to be unreal in the presence of each other. They're real, they accept each other as they are, and they can connect at the level of heart and soul. So that is true friendship, I think. And yeah, it's not. Kelton was talking about a lot about like working in a team, but I think true friends, a true friendship is not, to me. It's not easy um, uh, to get connected with someone you can call as a true friend or true friendship. For me, it's very few people with whom you can. Maybe some people they can connect with a lot of people at the level of soul, but for me, it's very few. It's very few in your life with whom you feel you are connecting at the level of soul. And those are,
Yes,
to me, are true friends.
precious. They are your precious ones.
Well said. And with that, we are coming to an end of MindPlore again. We will be back on Tuesday with another topic. Not sure what it'll be. I do know these two ladies will be back, but we'll have some other people, and we will explore our minds and help them grow. And with that, remember, if you like this content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Gigglefest University, so we can grow this a great deal. And can we all wave goodbye? Shivali. Okay.
Bye.
Doing a queen